When I woke up that sunny Saturday morning, I had no idea my day would turn into something that would stay in my heart forever. My name is Rachel Summers, and I'm a 34-year-old teacher living in Portland, Oregon. My life was calm, predictable, and maybe even a little too quiet. That was until my best friend's son, Ethan Parker, came knocking at my door with a request that changed the way I looked at life and connection. Ethan was 12, bright, curious, and a little shy around adults. I had known him since he was born. His mother, Melissa, and I had been best friends since college. We'd shared everything: dorm rooms, coffee-fueled all-nighters, and later, grown-up conversations about bills, work, and single motherhood. Melissa had always been strong, balancing her demanding nursing job and raising Ethan after her husband passed away when Ethan was only 6. I admired her more than I could ever say. That morning, when I heard the knock, I opened the door to see Ethan standing there in his hoodie, clutching something close to his chest, a small, crumpled piece of paper. He looked nervous. "Hey, Ethan, what's up?" I asked, smiling. He hesitated, shifting his weight from one foot to the other. Miss Rachel, I wanted to ask you something. It's kind of important." I crouched a bit to meet his eyes. "Sure thing. You can ask me anything." He took a deep breath and handed me the paper. On it was a list, written in his uneven handwriting. At the top, in big letters, it said, "Things I want to do for Mom." I looked at it, then at him. "This is sweet, Ethan. What's this for?" He bit his lip and replied softly, "It's for Mother's Day next week. I want to do something really special, but I don't know how. Mom always helps everyone, but nobody ever helps her. I thought, maybe you could help me plan something." That hit me right in the heart. "Of course," I said immediately. "We're going to make this the best surprise ever." Over the next few days, Ethan came over after school. We'd sit in my kitchen surrounded by colored paper, ribbons, and craft supplies, brainstorming ideas. He wanted to make breakfast for his mom, decorate the living room with photos, and plant flowers in the backyard, things that meant something, not just gifts bought from a store. As we worked, I noticed how much Ethan had grown up. He asked questions about life, about how his mom managed when things got hard, and even about his dad. I listened, answered gently, and sometimes just let him talk. There was something healing about those moments, a quiet connection between two people who both cared deeply for someone they loved. One afternoon, as we painted flower pots, Ethan looked up suddenly. "Miss Rachel, do you think my mom ever feels lonely?" I paused, brush in hand. "I think everyone feels lonely sometimes, even when they're surrounded by people. But your mom is lucky, she has you." He nodded, a little smile tugging at his lips. "I just want her to smile more. She works so hard." That night, after Ethan went home, I couldn't stop thinking about what he said. Melissa had always put on a brave face, but I'd seen the tiredness in her eyes. I decided that this Mother's Day surprise wasn't just for her, it was for both of them. A reminder that love doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. The following Saturday, Ethan and I got to work early. Melissa had a night shift at the hospital, which gave us a few hours to transform their home. Ethan took charge like a little project manager, setting up photos, arranging flowers, and baking muffins with a little help from me. We printed pictures of him and Melissa from over the years, beach trips, birthdays, and silly selfies. Each photo told a story. When we were done, the living room glowed with warmth. The table was set with breakfast, the scent of cinnamon filling the air, and a banner hung across the wall: "We love you, Mom." Ethan looked around proudly. "She's going to love this." And she did. When Melissa walked in the next morning, tired from work, she froze in the doorway. Her eyes widened as she took in the decorations, the food, and her son standing there holding a single daisy. "Happy Mother's Day, Mom," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. Tears filled her eyes as she hugged him tightly. "Oh, sweetheart, this is beautiful." She noticed me standing nearby and smiled through her tears. "Rachel, did you?" I shook my head. "All Ethan's idea. I just helped a little." Melissa laughed, her voice breaking. "You both are incredible." The three of us spent the morning eating breakfast, laughing, and sharing stories. It wasn't fancy or expensive, but it was real. It was love in its purest form. Later that day, when Melissa went to rest, Ethan turned to me and said quietly, "Thanks, Miss Rachel. I think she really needed that." I smiled. "You did something wonderful today, Ethan. You reminded your mom that she's loved, and that's the best gift anyone can give." He nodded, his eyes shining. "I learned that from you." I blinked back tears. Sometimes, the smallest gestures can teach us the biggest lessons. In the weeks that followed, Melissa seemed lighter, happier. She started taking weekends off occasionally, joining me and Ethan for picnics or movie nights. Our friendship deepened in new ways, built not just on shared memories but on kindness and care. One evening, as the sun set over the Portland skyline, Melissa and I sat on my porch sipping lemonade. Ethan was inside, practicing his guitar. The sound floated through the open window. "You know," she said, smiling softly, "I think he's going to be okay. He's turning into such a good young man." I nodded. "He has a great mom. That helps." She laughed quietly. "And a great friend." That moment, simple and warm, stayed with me. Because sometimes, the most unexpected requests, even from a child, can remind us what truly matters: love, connection, and showing up for the people who need us most. And that's exactly what Ethan did that day. He reminded me that kindness doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real.